Give Annie some space and comfort. Annie took a second look at this simple boy, thinking, wow, there's actually someone this straightforward. She agreed to walk with Jack, sharing her enviable life like an unpeeled orange. Though born wealthy, her life was stressful, like her parents' dreamed robot, attending endless boring classes. Every step was mapped out by her parents, yearning for true freedom, like sailing while trapped in a paper boat. Jack decided to just lie in the middle of the road, inviting Annie for some drama. Annie lay down too, and suddenly the world went quiet. Even the mosquitoes were scared to buzz. As everyone is asleep, vibe made her want to stay that way, but a car horn snapped her back, and they dashed to the roadside like stars in a movie. The thrill made Annie giggle like a kid, while Jack had perfect timing, holding her hand like a pro. They ran back to the road, enjoying the night's tranquility, humming love songs while waltzing, confirming their date that was sweeter than dessert. In following days, Annie and Jack were inseparable, like sticky candy on a hot pan, diving into romance's heat. Back then, riding little bicycles was the ultimate romance, making hearts race more than chocolate. Nighttime saw reading, passionate kisses by the sea. This vacation gifted Annie so many surprises, occasionally feeling free enough to fly. She gained the most precious love, quarreling like siblings from time to time, but quickly reconciling like it was a comedy sketch. One night, Dad discovered their secret, like he was watching a suspense thriller. Instead of going off the rails, he asked Annie to invite Jack over for a family gathering. Jack in black stood odd among the glamorous white table, but he was unfazed, like a time traveler in a fantasy theatre. He was prepared to confront questions arriving from all directions, and the atmosphere shifted to an awkward silence almost as swiftly as a sudden fire alarm, catching everyone off guard. Jack desperately explained his simple life, but to the wealthy eyes, his income was barely a drop in the bucket. Anna's mom paled, deliberately telling Jack in front of all that post-summer Annie would fly to NYC for a top uni, foreshadowing a tragedy. This mismatched romance seemed doomed, but Dad wanted Annie to enjoy this puppy love, looking like he was trying to give them a push. That night, Jack took Annie to an old house, declaring plans to renovate, becoming an architect. What do you want? I want a white house, blue lights like a dream fairyland, and a riverside room where I can feel the pain. And what else? Yes, I want a giant old house, surrounded by lovely tea, letting the sun shine in every corner. They sketched out their dream home together, envisioning a blissful life, like a fairy tale, but suddenly a friend rushed over. He didn't return by midnight. Mom flew into a rage, mobilizing the whole town's police, like a cop movie. She knew Mom's purpose was to make her and Jack back off this good boy, and Mama just wanted her to come to her senses. She knew Annie was with Jack, but she chose to blow it out of proportion, like staging a soap opera. Making a big deal was just to force her and Jack to surrender. He was a good boy, but in her eyes, he was trash, literally trash. Not for you, I love him. How many reasons? This could totally be the movie title. You're 17. You don't even know what love is. You don't look at me like you don't watch time, completely clueless. You don't touch me or smile, then I understand what love is. At this point, the lure of wealth and power was right in front of them, 17 yet unable to even control their life. Even though their love was deeply rooted, they had to bow to fate, turning their love story into a tragedy. If this love bore too much helplessness, it might be better to let go, leaving love a space not to drown. To end it, Mom ordered packing. Next day, Annie, unwilling, rushed to Jack like a movie escape. She went to the site for Jack. He was out. Her friend advised her to stop, like halting a soap opera. They don't see any future. Okay, can you tell him I love him? Can you do that? They'll tell him. Under Mom's urging, Annie reluctantly hurried to the car, feeling a bittersweet attachment. She didn't know if she'd see him again after leaving. Jack, upon hearing, took off to find Annie like a questing treasure hunter. But he found it empty. Their summer romance halted, like a shattered dream. The day after Annie left, Jack wrote her a letter, and from then on, he wrote daily, like penning a script filled with longing. Waiting for Anna's reply became Jack's lifeline, yet the long wait felt like a relentless hammer. He waited an entire year, wrote 365 letters, but tragically, Annie never replied, a heartbreaking scene playing out. All letters were intercepted by Anna's mom. Now that's dramatic peak. Faced with radio silence, Jack decided to write a final farewell letter, bravely starting anew, like sharpening a new. Tragically, dark times brought war. That year, the Japanese invaded, turning the whole scene into a horror flick. To defend his country, he and his buddy enlisted like heroes, charging into battle, but were ambushed along the way. His buddy paid the ultimate. Annie applied to be a frontline nurse, hoping to reunite with Jack, like in a movie. Unexpectedly, fate played a trick. Wounded soldier Ryan proposed the first time they met, like wanting to fill a bottle with wine. He promised to marry her if he survived. Annie thought it was a joke, but Ryan went to find her after recovering, unfolding like a story. Unexpectedly, fate joked. Ryan, wounded, proposed to Anna at first sight, like bottling new wine. He promised to marry her if he survived. Annie thought it was a joke, but Ryan went to find her after recovering, unfolding like a story. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting